Where is your manifestation? If you have been manifesting a certain outcome, a certain result for this twin flame journey, then this reading is for you. So let's take a look at your current energy for today. What I'm seeing right now, at this very moment, I feel like you are desperately waiting for results. Okay, I see that you're really trying to kind of like catch a grip on something. It's like you're really trying to hold on to anything that can support you, because I feel like right now you seem to be very lost. It's like you're very directionless. You don't know what step to take moving forward. I'm seeing a lot of darkness. I'm seeing a lot of dark clouds as well. So you are you are waiting for the universe to open up a new path for you. So I feel like you really want to know the truth of the situation right here and right now. And you're focusing more on the destination rather than the journey. So you are more focused on the end result. So you know, you want an absolute truth just so you'd have a better or an easier way to go through all of the paths, all of the roads, all of the experiences that you are meant to go through. So, in a sense, I feel like, this pain that you're feeling is causing you to want to take shortcuts um, in life, like wanting to skip to the good part without addressing what you are currently feeling. So, I see that your heart still holds a lot of emotions, your heart still holds a lot of love. But I feel like with all this love, there's also a lot of pain that is, mixed. There's a bunch of mixed feelings in your heart right now. And I see that um, you are you are you are letting the situation become bigger than it actually is. And by that, I mean you're overthinking it. And the more you overthink it, the bigger the problem becomes, when in reality, there's no problem to begin with in the first place. There's nothing to overthink. And I see that by, your current energy, you're constantly thinking, you're overthinking this. It's creating, um, like bigger, this bigger problem. So I see that the reason why you really want to know this answer is because you feel like it'll help you decide what to do next. I feel like you might be tempted at this time as well to reach out to your twin for some clarity. It's like you wanna have some sort of like closure, or you kind of just want to reach out to your twin, or you're hoping that your twin reaches out to you sometime soon. So I'm seeing that there is temptation here. Um, but I feel like you are being called to follow your light at this time. Okay, this is the time for you to assess your boundaries and to be open to this change. The universe wants you to know that you are being divinely guided and divinely protected during this journey. So do not worry, because no matter what happens, the universe will catch you if you fall. So I see that right now you might feel like you're left alone to solve your own problems. Um, you're also trying to get grounded, you're trying to find your own ground, you're getting to know your own energy, you're getting to know your own power right now. And I see that you're growing in terms of maturity and in terms of success. So, whether that be career success, financial success, um, personal like success, I see that you're growing in that department. And I see that this is also setting you up, this is preparing you for the future. So, at the bottom of the deck, you have the moon. So, what this tells me right now is that you are being called to pay attention to your intuition and to really differentiate the, fear and your intuition, okay? Because your fears are going to make you feel bad. They're going to make you feel uneasy. They're going to make you feel nervous and anxious. But your intuition, regardless of the answer, even if it's something that you agree with or not, your intuition is going to make you feel very calm. You're going to feel like it's just a fact. It's not going to make you feel anxious or anything like that. So you are being called to differentiate your fears and your intuition, because that is going to help you find your own light and going to help you ground yourself better during this time. So the moon is also the card of illusions. So be careful that your imagination doesn't make you see things that aren't there. So you might be worried too much. Again, like I was saying earlier, you're worrying too much that you're creating these problems. So it's like you're manifesting them. So focus your energy into the things that you want to attract rather than the things you are afraid of attracting, because the more you invest your energy into those things, the more they appear in your life. So I see that you are going through a transition here, and your ancestors and spirit guides are watching you closely. They want you to deal with what needs to be dealt with instead of listening to your fears, which is also your imagination. So, your imagination might be overactive right now, and your ancestors and guides are telling you deal what needs to be dealt with before you start imagining things. So, that is the current energy that I'm seeing. So now where exactly is your manifestation? So I see that your manifestation is completing in the 5D. So I feel like energetically it's wrapping things up. It's getting to the end of it. Before it takes place in the physical world, before it manifests in the 3D. I see that it is going through some sort of purification right now. Okay, that way when it comes um, into the physical world, when it comes into the 3D, it manifests completely and perfectly. So that is why this is, it's kind of being filtered right now. Like its energy is being filtered before it comes to this plane. And it's very interesting. It's like it's trying to what the 5D is doing for this manifestation is kind of like it's adjusting it or modifying it in a way to make it survive or adapt on this plane, if that makes sense. That's kind of the vision that I'm getting right now. So I'm just trying to explain it and put it into words. But this is how I channel my readings sometimes. I get them through visions. So I feel like these are going to be slow but gradual changes because this is something that's happening everywhere. This is something that's happening at all times. It's not a question of when is it going to happen because it's happening right now. The question is where. And it's happening all over. It is infinite because this is a part of your story. So I feel like the focus right now has to be more on you and what you are, what you are doing. I feel like the focus has to be more on what where you are currently at, how open you are to receiving this manifestation, because I see that it's really beginning to take form, it's beginning to take shape here. So even though you can't see it yet, even though it hasn't manifested physically yet, it may still be in the air. You are going to wake up one day and you are going to be living in that manifested reality. And it's going to hit you all of a sudden that, whoa, this is what you've been manifesting. This is what you've been waiting for. So, right now, um, I feel like you and your twin are stepping into this energy of readiness. You are both ready to see clearly, finally. You're both going to have to take that step to connect the spiritual world to the physical. It's like you both are going to be that conduit from the 5D to the 3D. It's like you are going to be the vessel that allows this manifestation to take form. And it's going to start with you and your twin, finally seeing clearly. And I see that you both are really stepping into that energy. You guys are closer than ever. So this is manifesting quickly, and it's going to feel very bright. Okay, I'm seeing very bright colors right now. It kind of reminds me of summertime, so it's going to feel like the sun is shining again. And this, it's almost like this is pushing you forward, pushing you toward the opening of this new spiritual cycle, this new beginning. So let's see what other cards you have. So you are moving in the right direction. Okay, you are definitely moving in the right direction right now. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open to receiving all the love that is around you, okay? Because you are blessed and protected by the universe. And one of your blessings is the many loving energies, loving people, loving relationships that you have around you. The universe is encouraging you to keep moving forward and keep trusting your intuition as well. Something specific that you are being called to do here, and it's very interesting. I see that you're being called to learn about your love language and show yourself some love. So I see that you are, kind of collecting yourself here. You're coming into balance with yourself. You're starting to feel a lot more harmonized on the inside. Um, you're going to be receiving a lot of psychic messages as well from the universe. The universe is going to be sending you a lot of psychic downloads. These downloads are going to serve as confirmation from the universe that you are on the right track, because your third eye chakra is going to be opened and activated here. So you are learning along the way. And I see that this journey is teaching you to release judgment toward yourself and judgment toward others, judgment toward old situations. I feel like this is really the time for you to expand your mind and, you know, open yourself up to different realities, different energies, different possibilities, different worlds. This is really the time for you to focus on the ground that you stand on. Okay, so take care of your own personal needs. Give yourself the time that you need. I see that this also might be a busy and productive time for you. This might require you to spend a lot of your energy, but I don't see it draining you, because it's going to be energy well spent. And I see that you're going to have this all under control. So, yes, you are moving in the right direction, and I see that you are being aided as walk through this, as you move forward on your journey. So, what here is the obstacle? What kind of stands between you and this manifestation? So, I'm seeing that there's still some karmic debt here. There's still some karmic debt that needs to be released. I'm also seeing that, um, the universe wants to show you that you actually have a lot of resources and you can do much more with your resources and time. Um, I mean, your resources during this time, not resources and time, but time might also be one of your resources. Maybe you have a lot of free time right now. And I see that the universe is really encouraging you to flip your energy around from this victim mentality or from a consciousness of lack to, making the most out of your situation, seeing the glass half full. Because again, I see that you have a lot of resources to help you achieve a lot of your goals. And it's only a matter of you, taking those opportunities to um, flip things around and use your resources to your own advantage. Use your resources to their full potential. So I'm seeing that, the reason for um, for this obstacle as well could be some apathy. You might be feeling apathetic. You might be very passive. Um, could also be just negative, or maybe you're not really in the best of vibes. So I feel like you're avoiding what you're afraid of. It's like you're not really willing to look at the situation from a different angle, because it's very black and white to you. It's like you don't really see the middle ground, and how in between there could also be a huge like spectrum, and it could fall anywhere in between. There are different angles to look at the situation, basically, is what I'm trying to get at here. And I see that, this is the time to set yourself free. This is the time for you to find yourself and find your authenticity, because I feel like you haven't really had the opportunity to explore yourself, explore your talents, your interests, um, enough in the past. You are completely free now. The universe is setting you free to find yourself. So that is what you're being called to do. This is so that you can balance yourself out. Um, try try not to get too distracted though by what ifs. And like I was saying, at the start of this reading, you have a lot of thoughts, you think a lot, you have an overactive imagination. So try not to get too distracted by these what ifs, or by these visions that you have, because it's like you spend so much time in your head imagining things because you want to take control over the situation. And the thing is, what the situation is completely unknown. And so you can't control something that you don't know. And the message that I'm getting here is, what this unknown is, what you are fearing is the unknown part of yourself. This is the suppressed, the forgotten, the unconscious part of yourself. This is the deepest part of you that you may not even be aware of. And that is kind of what's coming out right now. That is what is um, being explored. And it makes you feel a little uneasy because it is unknown. And that's why you're not really um, in this moment. Instead, you're getting distracted by your imagination. So I feel like you may be a little too rigid, or you're not being too flexible. And that's one of the obstacles here. You've been too rigid. um, you might have been feeling like you already knew what you were doing and you already had it all figured out. So your ego might have been leading the way, and you weren't really humbling yourself. So I see that because of this, you may have been too harsh to others, you may have been judgmental toward others or even yourself, um, because you had a lot of boundaries up because you were afraid to get hurt. So I'm seeing that you are being called to get aligned here. And one more obstacle that I'm seeing for you is, you're feeling all of these emotions, but you are also not releasing them. You feel them, but you want to sit in them, and you want to sit in them, and you want to sit in them for as long as you can, because there is a fear of letting go of these emotions, because that's already what's so comfortable for you. So you need to accept and forgive and show gratitude for the past, okay? Because um, I see that what happened in the past for this twin flame journey, it's something small, but it was overlooked. And because it was overlooked, I feel like, you know, you and your twin may have given up too soon, or you both may have given up at that something small that happened, that something small that happened. Um, and because you gave up too soon, or because it was too soon, like the timing was off, it was overlooked. And what I'm trying to say here is that the situation is not the end of the world. And again, a problem does not have to be an even bigger problem. And so it's very important that you feel your feelings, but you let them go. Now, this is what I am seeing for you, Divine Soul. Thank you so much for joining me in today's tarot reading. If you would like to join me in the extended reading, where we will be looking at the forces that are helping you, as well as how you can proceed, I will leave the link below. Thank you once again, and blessed be.